never heard of. Hey everybody, welcome to the Common Folk Podcast with Ben, Morgan, and Andy.
Welcome back to Common Folk.
Let's go. Podcast for the people, by the people.
Might need that mic over there, mister.
Yeah, my computer's in the way.
I just thought of something really random.
What's that?
Okay. So I just kind of did like a little burp up in my own mouth. Have you guys
That's disgusting.
Okay. Next thought was, you guys listen to a lot of podcasts. Have you ever heard anybody straight up like rip one? Like fart or burp? Like, and them not cut it out?
I don't
think so.
Okay.
Well, it depends on the podcast, I guess, because that's a big part of like a go-to joke for the Bussin' with the Boys.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
That's part of their bit?
Will Compton, the former Nebraska linebacker, farts into the microphone all the time.
Oh, so that would gross me out.
That's his answer to a lot of haters and hecklers
Like it's
out
legit? He puts the mic down there?
there. Yeah.
Okay, see, this is what I'm talking about. See, this was a legit question. Look at Ben's face. He's disgusted.
Yeah, it's gross.
Well, I think the generation just younger than us, they think it's hilarious.
Okay. So then he just keeps doing it.
Yeah, and also I think it's hilarious. The context is hilarious because usually it's like something like the New York Times will be calling him out like what a disingenuous take and this and that. And he goes, hey, hold on, I got your response and I heard you loud and clear here. Hold on.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I honestly didn't know what you guys were going to say, but I was thinking maybe the Drinking Bros or something like that. They'd be kind of obnoxious, but
I haven't heard him do that.
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That's kind of
Yeah, I don't know.
not something
You're not
I'd
going to pull
recommend.
that one on this podcast? Isn't that common folk
No.
people doing that?
No.
Common people don't do that.
No.
Okay. All right.
Not that I'm aware of.
Oh, I see. Okay.
All right. Well,
How do you transition that?
starting off with that. Man, so actually finally got some rain. That's nice.
Very nice.
Yeah.
For the state of Nebraska as a whole. We're still in the middle of getting over trying to contain the largest wildfires in our state's history.
Is
Yeah,
it
hopefully
raining
it's
out
not
there,
really.
though?
I really don't know.
Okay.
It's colder.
Yeah,
It's
for
colder.
sure.
But a lot of this weather, wind usually blows it in, and I felt like the wind was actually kind of hurting it,
Yeah.
So, but either way, it looks like a lot of that stuff's getting contained. Kind of disheartening news is there's been an investigation launched. Like a lot of them, the fire marshals finally come out and said, like, this isn't quite adding up.
Oh, they
know.
think somebody started it.
There's probably been some arson involved.
Yeah, but how do you find that out? That
Is
seems
it-
so crazy to me.
Is it arson or is it like out of control
Someone burning
prescribed
wood.
type burns?
Ooh, that could
know?
be. Yeah, that could be. The word I saw was arson, but it could have been just accidental type stuff too.
Like someone's burning a wood pile and it catches, or what?
It looked the way I was consuming it. They got to be vague and kind of careful in their terminology. Was somebody lit these kind of like, it reminded me of the year or two ago the Palisades getting caught on fire, and you had actual video evidence of people running around and starting fires.
Yeah.
It reminded me of that the way they framed it anyway.
Huh.
So
Okay.
I don't know. I know a lot of there's a lot of field burning,
yeah,
and
that's good.
around here.
Prescribed burns are good.
Right. But I don't know. I had gotten the impression that a bunch of it had kind of, or some of it had started from that. Those get out of control quick sometimes, or they think they're done and they're really not. They're like
Right.
smoldering up the
Yep.
middle of a hollow tree or something, and then the wind picks up a week later, and just that air just fuels that thing, and then sparks start flying, and then the next thing lights up.
Ignites it back up.
Yep.
Yeah. And it was kind of one of the last big ones that took off was from a thunderstorm. And you think, but doesn't that mean rain? Doesn't that mean putting it out? And no, actually it's lightning starting, dry grasslands on fire. So
I did see somebody post something that because there was multiple fires out west, and the biggest one I don't know if this was confirmed or not, I didn't dig into it, but was started by a power pole that blew over.
Ooh, yeah. See, and that's under investigation too, because then, so then who's responsible? Who's paying for this? How
Right.
And our government doesn't want to point a finger at itself.
Right.
or whoever, know. So I don't know. That's kind of murky too.
Some of the photos that I saw, they were at that power pole, and I guess if you can believe what you see anymore, but it was laid over into the field. It was on the edge of a field. It was laid over into the field, and you could see the burn marks heading away from it, and how they had kind of spread out in that V pattern.
Yeah. I know the table was set for a heck of a fire, and that's what we've been seeing. Just what'd you say, a D4, D3, D4 drought on top of each other, summer after summer, and then just all the crazy vegetation out there, starting with the cedar trees that we've talked about.
Those are fun.
Yeah. Yeah, and they keep burning like you're saying, so.
Yep. You know what else is super dry? Because I noticed I was in the woods the other day getting ready for turkey, is the those Asian honeysuckles that we've talked about before. Mm-hmm. Like they leave behind a bunch of like dead ones of themselves, and they're just because they were all in the way of like the path that I wanted.
Yeah,
so I was
like
just
light, goofy wood too.
Yeah, I was just going up to them and breaking them off. Mm-hmm. And they're light. Like, I mean, those things would be a tinderbox.
And what I've noticed, and you can look out the window here, they're the ones that have all the green buds,
right?
So I don't know. They're a quick growing nuisance, I guess you could say.
Hate them, dude. They've ruined stuff.
You know what else is dry? My skin.
That's
coming off of winter. That's where my head went.
That's great.
I got to pull the girl conversation out. I wasn't quite entertained with your
well,
forest fire.
Entertain Morgan.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
There's some big headlines going on right now.
What?
Yeah. So one of the things that I wanted to talk about today, it's all over the news right now. It's all over everything. People are hearing it. Is this space launch, and just like I don't know. I got so many questions. There's I don't understand.
Hear that kid's comment?
Yeah.
Yeah, that kid they were interviewing.
We're going to the fucking moon.
Yeah.
On CNN. I can't believe they played that.
Well, they were going live. They wanted to be live and on site. And they didn't think an 11-year-old was going to drop the F-bomb on them. But you ask stupid questions.
What I thought was interesting is the kid said, "We're going to the fucking moon again."
Oh, he did say again. You're right.
Did we go there to begin with?
Oh, come
we
on.
didn't. No, we didn't.
Guys,
that was staged.
I knew this was going to come up.
So this is gonna be this is gonna be part of this. But first, let's start with what they did yesterday, which pretty coincidental that they launched on.
Here we go on the date
on April Fool's.
On April Fool's Day. I mean, come on.
That's too on the nose, isn't it?
It is. So they're calling this program Artemis. Mm-hmm.
There's a name. Okay.
Yeah, one of the things that I saw online that was kind of cool was so the previous missions were Apollo, and Artemis, like in the Greek gods or whatever, is Apollo's twin sister, I think.
Okay.
Oh,
cool.
So that's kind of neat that they, how they named that.
Yeah.
But Apollo went all the way to what, like the 13th Apollo mission was the supposed moonwalk, right? So this is Artemis 2. So this is the second launching of Artemis.
Right.
What did the first one not make it?
No, the first one did just fine. It did exactly what this one's doing, but it was unmanned, and that was back in 2022.
Oh, see, and I don't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think it was unmanned, like you said. They were testing the platform. They were making sure it could orbit and whatever else.
Slingshot around the Earth and get to the moon.
And I don't know for a fact, but I don't think that one went to the moon.
Just around it, didn't it, or just a straight shot by it?
I don't know that Artemis. I can look and see.
It completed its mission. I
don't know if it landed and then left and came back.
No, not even this one's landing.
Oh, it's not.
No,
we're just going to get eyes on the moon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Artemis has
something's coming back
because
it's got astronauts on it.
Yeah.
So
that's what I mean. Back. But like we're just looking at the moon. We're not going to land, put feet on it. Fly back out.
Okay, so this says, just real quick, Artemis 1, it was uncrewed, like you said, 2022. it traveled to the moon, it orbited for 6 days before returning to the Earth.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
So there's a much bigger plan here than just doing a moonwalk or going and visiting. This Artemis endeavor is to build a launching pad on the moon, so then we can launch rockets to Mars from there.
I see. Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay. So they're constructing something to sit on
yes,
the moon.
Yes.
To then launch to another planet.
and they're really scoping out I believe the southern or next to the southern pole, because that's in sunlight almost 24/7, and you'll be able to extract or use solar energy, kind of like solar panels and that type of stuff. It's also really close to huge, what they're calling lunar water. And that water opens the door for so many different things, creating energy, sustainable life. They got to figure out some type of a concrete to build launching pads. So the fact that this area that's kind of on the brink of the dark side of the moon and our side of the moon, you could say the near side, it offers all sorts of things as far as solar energy and then access to this water.
There's literal water up there.
It's different type of water, but it's like frozen, and a lot of it's like part of. And this is, man,
Wow.
I'm grossly under,
We're all undereducated.
Yeah,
We're
But it's
scratching the
like,
surface here with the info. But
It's more like lunar rocks that's kind of like a weird fused with water, but there's a lot of it. And that's one of the things that I guess China's really flexing on us right now. They've had their robots up there for quite a few years collecting all this data, and they're ahead of us. And this kind of, to me, feels like another chapter in the space race. And it's not the Soviets anymore, it's the Chinese.
Right. You're exactly right. Yeah, and that's what I had read online as well, was the Soviets, they had so much trouble back in the late 60s, with even getting their rockets to launch without exploding.
Yeah.
And then I think they abandoned the program or something. But that's part of why all this stuff is so confusing, because if you watch any movie in the last 20 years that has to do with space, it's Soviets in the space station.
Yeah, and I do think there's a lot of, let's call it propaganda going on with that, where the United States and our media complex wanted to paint a picture of that we're ahead, don't worry about it, we're the good guys, so we're ahead. The fact of the matter is the Soviet Union was kicking our ass on so many different fronts as far as the space front goes. They're the first ones to launch a human into space, a rocket into space, a dog into space, a monkey into, like, before we did anything, they were way ahead of us. And that adds fuel to some of the fires out there as far as we faked it.
right, but you think we made it before they did? Come on, Andy.
You know what? If I was prepared for this argument, I thought this might be the road.
Oh,
Let's say the whole goddamn thing is a psyop, and I'm talking about everything.
Yeah.
I'm talking Major League Baseball. I'm talking about the
Earth
railroad.
is flat.
Earth is flat.
Okay.
Everything is a goddamn psyop. Well, this is
Okay.
a good one. This is a good one.
Yeah.
This sparks curiosity. This sparks a yearning for something, wanting something more. This gives kids a goal. This inspires. I like this one. I like the idea of traveling, saving our race if we have to, opening the door to new worlds. So this is a good one. Okay, this is a lot better than some of the psyops or sideshows, distraction to what's really going on. At some point, well, what's really going on? What does it matter? Like Epstein files. That's a sideshow. Sideshow to what? Like
Yeah.
what should I be focused on? So at the face surface, if this is a psyop, well, it's a good one.
What's that squeaking?
I think it's
My
a
chair.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
Andy's. It used to never squeak. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, and and I always try to look at, like, on conspiracy theories or whatever else, like, kind of what you're saying is, like, why? Like, what's the point? Why do they want us to think that we've been there? And I don't know, maybe there's a few points behind that, but I don't know that any of them are really worth a big fake out.
Right.
I mean, unless there's something else going on that I'm not thinking about.
To help morale, like they obviously don't care about our morale. If we're going to war here and there and everywhere
There was
else.
a bunch of comments online with this launch yesterday and I think it was something with one of the interviews with the astronauts of them talking about how how big this is at this time in human history because of how divided we are, and because of how much trouble is in the world right now.
Yeah.
That it's something that everybody can get behind and get excited about.
Oh, and they made sure too. Did you see a picture? Did you see the crew doing their walk?
I did not.
Catwalk. It just kind of looked a little too PC to me. It looked so freaking manufactured.
Yeah.
We got a white guy as a captain. We got a woman. We got a black guy, and then we got a dumb-looking guy with a big smile from Canada. Like, this is the crew. Get out of here! Like it's like a freaking movie. Well, you might as well just put Bruce Willis as the one guy.
Right.
And he actually did look like Bruce Willis. So
really, pull up the picture. I want to see the people.
It just blows my mind, and then it gets into, well, are they really the most qualified? Like,
right. There's got to be like a nerdy one that's like super qualified.
I think they're all qualified, and I think they're all great, right? But it looks. Oh,
that picture is definitely doctored a little bit.
Well, just the crew itself looks so PC. It's like, is that really possible? Unfortunately, it makes me even think like.
I read an article that specifically had to point out the fact that finally we have a crew that represents the actual population.
Aren't we all the same? Aren't we all humans? Aren't we all on the same team? Shut the F up, because you're just proving right there that we're not.
Yeah.
If that's what
by
you have
saying
to say.
That?
Yeah.
Yeah, agree.
But I guess NASA does. Are they owned by Disney? I don't know. Probably.
Maybe.
Speaking of that was something that I've had some questions about, and I want to ask you if you remember hearing this. I thought that NASA was shut down like years ago.
Oh, that story came out.
I thought they said yes.
That they were going to stop.
Not enough money or something?
Yeah, they're going to stop human exploration.
Yes.
And they did for a long time.
Yeah, but they didn't say
Well, apparently, but this was like 20 years ago that it was like NASA is no more. Like I remember hearing this.
I do too. I know what you're talking about.
Okay, I'm thinking of a few years ago, and they're like, yeah, we're not sending humans into space anymore or out of our orbit anymore.
So then what changed?
I don't know.
They got some money. They did some cookie sales.
Maybe some cookie sales, door-to-door type stuff.
God.
No, I think it was a competition, which I think competition is good. China started kicking our ass.
Okay.
Elon Musk is out there boasting, I'm a private man, I'm doing it myself. That's embarrassing, right, for a U.S. government. Just have some
That was what I heard at the time, though, was that NASA was being shut down and that the whole space program was being privatized.
Yeah, moving to the private sector.
And it was like, in the way it was pitched was that, yes, this is what we're doing because this is better. Like NASA just loses a bunch of money. We're not getting anywhere. We're not making any accomplishments. Nothing's moving forward. So we're going to hand this over to the private sector because they're already doing better than we are.
But that's not how the private sector of Boeing and Lockheed Martin works. We need to get these big, fat, inflated government contracts, whether it's space travel, war, whatever. We need these big contracts. So, whoever's a congressman or whoever, here's $3 million, shut up and open up our space program. I mean, this is just so much fun for us to do, and to lock up these contracts, especially since we're one of two bidders. I don't know. That's me being cynical, but I think there's something to that.
Was this when we had these celebrities that paid go, or was that Elon's thing? That wasn't NASA. I'm getting these confused.
I don't know who did that, but yeah,
it was like
one blew
Oprah.
up. The one
it was like
blew
Oprah's
up.
bestie or something. Gail.
Was that
Remember that they sat in there and they looked all cute and they're like,
oh, you're talking about the latest one of the women.
Yes.
That's Bezos.
Oh,
that
Bezos.
was
That's right.
That
Sorry,
was ridiculous.
wrong one.
Blue Origin?
Yes.
Or something? Isn't that what it was called?
That was not NASA.
And
That was private, right? And now you can get trips and pay millions of dollars. Okay.
So years before that, and the NSYNC guy, Lance Bass, he wanted to do it, and the one before him blew up. He's like, nah.
I think I'm good.
I think I want to do that.
I'm going to take a pass.
This last one, that was just basically a little pod they shot up, got into orbit, and then it fell down to the ground.
That was not related at all to NASA.
No, that was just millionaires and billionaires' wives, trophy wives, getting to go up and scream,
do their thing.
And preach about how we're all the same and we're all in this together. And it's like, no, we're not. You are the elite of the elite. Shut up. Like what? And then there was conspiracies that that's not real. They're faking that. And one of my favorite comedians out there right now, Tim Dillon, he said, I appreciate and I like all the conspiracy theorists, listening to their piece, but if they think that's fake, man, I just think we got to try a lot harder. Like that's a pretty low thing to try and fake. Just shooting a few women up into a pot.
Right. Let's do better.
Yeah. But if we had to fake something, it could be something more than that.
Yeah, exactly. And that doesn't seem like one that would be like that tough.
me, that seems
obviously,
real. Yeah.
obviously, launching something into orbit is tough, but
Yeah.
they're just going up into near Earth orbit, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
just like circling and then coming back down
Right.
or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think they went just high enough to where they kind of lost gravity.
Yeah.
So they started
Yeah.
floating around there and going,
Yeah.
look at this. And then Katy Perry had a flower
Yes,
that
it
she
was
put in the
Katy
camera.
Perry.
Yeah.
Yes.
And she's banging Adam Trudeau, the former Prime Minister of Canada now.
No, really?
I think so.
Oh, okay. I thought she was married. What's his bucket?
Oh, maybe she is. What does it matter?
this is in January of 26 of this year. They completed their 38th flight for their Shepherd program, which I guess that's the one that was taking people up there. And then it says about a week later, they're pausing their new Shepherd flights for no less than 2 years to focus on the development of the company's human lunar capabilities. And I had heard this as well, that so the Artemis, this is Artemis 2, right?
Yes.
I think it was Artemis. It's scheduled to be Artemis 4 that actually walks on the moon.
Oh, so 2 more. What do we know what
Yep.
year?
Yep. And they are saying in 2028.
Oh, that's coming up. Okay.
So they're saying a couple of years. That's when people are going to be walking. But that SpaceX and Blue Origin are currently working on, I guess, the stuff that's going to be put on the moon.
Yeah.
Like the rovers and whatever, the devices and
The
Yeah.
livable sectors.
Yeah.
And it makes so much sense to try and launch from the moon. Like on the surface, you're thinking, what does just a few, million miles make a difference when we're trying to get to somewhere like Mars? Well, it's the takeoff. It takes a lot of energy, a lot of fuel to get out of our orbit because of our gravity. The
But doesn't
moon's
that
like
make
the
you
opposite.
wonder, like, okay, they stop at the moon and then they refuel or whatever? Like,
But there's water on the moon. We found that out. Now we can turn that into some crazy fuel.
so why don't we do that on Earth?
Because it's really hard to get out of here. So here's my question. The big thing is, well, it costs so much here. No, obviously money doesn't matter.
Well, it's not even real. I mean, like, the freaking debt, the national debt
Right.
is what, like,
Yeah.
at an all-time high, of course, but we're still spending money on this.
So
Right.
I just want to put that on the shelf, the whole money thing. It's so much cheaper to go to the moon. I have to kind of interpret it to myself that it's just easier and it makes more sense.
But what I'm saying is if you can go to the moon
Mm-hmm.
and then on the moon is extremely limited resources, being just water, no oxygen,
Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing, some rocks,
Mm-hmm.
some sand or whatever,
Dust.
and you can make rocket fuel out of that.
Let's do it here.
Right. Like that's all you need. We don't need to be mining oil and
I think there's a lot of renewable, clean energies that we've had our hands on a long time, and for whatever reasons, the public's not allowed to use it.
Well, duh.
This
We
is what
know.
I'm
What's
getting
his
at,
name?
man,
That's
like-
on Instagram. It got canceled. It ran a truck off of diesel. What was that guy?
I'm not sure.
You know, we watched it live and then he got canceled.
There's a lot of guys getting canceled.
Yeah.
It was like he burnt down plastic or something and was able to run
Oh yeah, that guy that was melting. Yeah, he was turning plastic into
gas.
Yeah,
Plastic.
which totally makes sense. I
into
mean,
fuel.
when you think about
Did
it,
he-
like
Succeeded.
Did he
Plastic.
run this by GM Motors?
No.
I doubt it.
plastic is made from oil, so it totally makes sense that you could
But
turn it back
yes.
into oil. But back to what I'm saying, I think you guys get it. If that's all we need to power things,
Yeah.
then why are we not doing that
That's
here?
too easy. Are you kidding? Why would we do that?
I mean, we have almost an unlimited supply of water. we could stop just decimating the Earth.
We could, yeah.
We could and make that work, right?
Yeah.
Apparently,
I mean,
because we can make it work on the freaking moon.
We agree with you. We just don't have an answer.
No. The answer is there's about 900 billionaires that say shut up.
Right.
Do you want to be canceled too?
Right.
I'm selling fossil fuels right now, and that's a good gig for me.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Right.
And right now they're the power brokers, and I don't know how that changes.
I don't either.
Yeah.
What I kind of want to know is like, what is the interview process to be the next astronaut? I mean, do they have to like physical challenges and simulation? And that's interesting to me. How did those 4 get picked? Obviously, we know off of some of the looks, right? We had to fit this category.
Yeah, there's a PR piece to it.
What does that look like? Do we have the next gen looking forward to 2028? Like, who's fighting for this?
I think there is
to walk on the moon.
I think there's a great amount of young people that are curious, that are brilliant, that are yearning for more, that want to be a help. But, the news doesn't want to focus on a good, feel-good story like that. Oh, wow, a kid works hard and gets hired by NASA. It's kind of a boring story.
Yeah, true.
And there's no pizzazz to it. They're just brilliant, but they work really hard towards it. Ugh.
I just think it's interesting to think, really, in a couple years, someone could potentially be up there. And where is this person right now? I like those feel-good stories. But
yeah. Well,
and what does that look like?
I sent you that link from News Channel, Nebraska, right?
Yeah.
So there's a young gal from small town Nebraska who went to the university, and she's one of the key parts to this launch. Pretty cool. Yeah, UNL alum. So
there you go.
Yeah,
right.
pretty neat.
Yeah.
No, and her whole thing was she was studying extreme human biologies and like blood flow to the brain and how it's impacted by gravity and this and that. And NASA's like, we got some extreme stuff coming up. We need people like you. And so like she's a huge part of the planning and all the different tests that they're going to be running on these first couple of Artemis missions.
Cool.
To see what they're going to have to do in order, to make people survive on the moon's surface.
So how long is this mission going to be out for?
10 days.
10. So I saw an Instagram video of, again, I don't know if it was AI, but it seemed legit. This lady was in an airplane. She was like, the once in a lifetime. And people were filming. They were just far enough away, but seeing the rocket going off.
Yeah.
Or the space shuttle. I'm like, dang, what's happening? But who knows if it was fabricated. But 10 days. Okay. Well, I guess we'll report in 10 days.
I think they got to go around Earth for about 2 days and gain a huge Mach force of like 33 or something crazy. And then that's going to slingshot them to the moon, and they'll have their right trajectory and then be able to catch the moon's orbit, go around the moon, slingshot back to Earth.
Okay. See, that's all next level talking. Like slingshot, we got to get in the orbit circle for it to do the, oh no.
Yeah, it's going to grab, grab the rocket. And
Gravity's got such a pull that, it's going to throw it.
Okay.
I heard something the other day I thought was kind of interesting with Artemis is that, and looking at what, NASA had it been shut down, had it not, whatever. When you look at the history of it, you can't really find anything on that. The only thing that you can find, or that I could find, is that they shut down the space shuttle program, they call it. So I'm guessing that is the iconic looking space shuttle that we're all used to seeing.
Right.
That's strapped on the top of a 747 or whatever.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So it says they shut that down in 2011, and that was the end of that. So apparently that may have been what was interpreted as NASA shutting down. Yeah.
Well, and then I think this was the launch pad that you'd used 39B or whatever. It was the first time it ever launched anybody into space from there. So there's a lot of firsts going on.
So that Apollo program, it says was 61 to 72, and then the space shuttle program was 81 to 2011. And then I guess not a whole lot has really happened since then. But something I thought was interesting was the Artemis engines have components from the 80s space shuttle.
What?
Like they've been sitting, these engines have been sitting in a warehouse somewhere,
Oh gosh, that sounds safe.
like being kept clean, I guess, and like run every now and then.
No, they got blown off. Now they're clean.
I heard an interview with some guy who was like, somehow he had something to do with them, like about the design of them or whatever. And he's like, yeah, this isn't like an engine we pulled off of a 1980s space shuttle and put it in this. He's like, it came off of that. We did a bunch of modifications. Yes, there are components from the 80s on it, but, it's got some new stuff as well. But I thought that was just kind of wild that, something that old, it's what, 30, what does that put us at? 30, 40 years?
Yeah, 40 years.
40 years old is
as good
the
Going to
latest
the moon.
technology.
Is as
Like,
good as
come on.
it gets. It's as good as it gets.
I mean, what does it does it tell you that back then we were so far ahead
Yeah.
to where 40 years later it's extremely relevant and nothing better?
I'm going to give you a Ben Evers quote right
All right,
here.
let's hear it.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
Right? You're
Yeah.
a big believer in that, and we don't need to muddy things up if they don't need muddied up. Along those lines, this is a long time ago, and I'm going to butcher this up, but it's along the lines of what you're talking about. And it's just the progression of mankind and how you can trace so many things back
Yeah.
to the good old days. And the reason you're talking about the shuttle program, I mean, the middle piece, the big piece that's full of fuel, that's something like 12 feet wide or 8 feet wide, something like that. I forget exactly what the measurement is. But someone asked the question, well, why isn't it wider? Why is it only that big when you need to put that much fuel and it'd be more efficient if you only need X amount of foot space for a crew? And like, well, because where those are made, the largest tunnel that goes through the mountain is that wide. Okay, why is that tunnel that wide? Well, that's because how wide the tracks are. Why are the tracks that wide? Well, because those tracks and roads were made for a 2-horse carriage. So the whole reason that the rocket was that wide was because that's how wide 2 horses' asses are. Isn't that crazy?
That's crazy.
Yeah. So I mean, you're going to run into some of that.
Yeah.
So
Right.
I get it, saying there's some components from the 80s when the whole reason the rocket was the size it is because that's how big they made the road for the track for a 2-horse carriage.
Yeah, I mean, I guess when you say that, right, like you're rebuilding a vehicle or truck with your son and, all these vehicles are old and you can modify and whatever, but you don't really think about something going into space
No.
and that far and launching people. I mean, we're just talking about driving, so there is a little bit difference, but I guess if it's not broke, like you said.
I think that kind of shines a light on, and they don't want to talk about it, where innovations and like the new shit that comes out every year, we don't need it.
Yeah.
We really don't need it. If this is the brand spanking new space program and we're going to build a freaking space station on the moon and we're using components from the 80s, what is the difference between my Toyota Camry from last year to this year?
Yeah.
Is it really worth the appreciation?
Well, it's like all that, like we said this years ago, right? With our like kids' toys. Like I remember us being like, we just want like a Tonka real metal thing for Joel to mess with, whatever. You just find all this plastic shit.
Yeah.
It's like, some of the stuff back in the day were just really built so good.
Right.
Glass, just all the things.
And
so why did we go away from that? Cheaper.
Well, cheaper and dumber, and you got to have a new thing in order to feed the beast that is consumerism, and I think there's a lot of that. And on a cognitive level, development level, Ashley came across a study where your most basic toys are the ones that kids play with the most and get the most out of.
I believe it.
So like just a box of little wooden blocks cut into different shapes will entertain, do more for the brain than what you're talking about, a plastic piece of shit that lights up and
makes noises.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. The what it came down to is the less that a toy can do, the better it is for the kid. And the more interesting it will be and the longer they'll play with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I could believe that.
So like a Paw Patrol the dogs.
Yeah.
So if you get their little playhouse that lights up and has a slide that you crank it up and then it lets that doesn't allow for the kid to build a slide and to allow the little dogs to go down it because it's all done for you. You do it 2 or 3 times, you hear the noise, and now we're bored. And somebody else did it for me. Mm-hmm. Where if it's just a bunch of blocks and weird shapes and I have to build that myself, like I got something out of it and I enjoy it way more.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know how we got down to that, but
Oh, we're good at this.
Yeah, I don't know. We touched a little bit on, and maybe we'll just kind of close out with this because we've talked about, the Artemis thing a little bit and what's to come and so on and so forth. But obviously you believe we've been to the moon.
I think we should believe we have been.
You think we should believe it?
Okay.
Yeah, like I said.
Just for human hope, just.
Selling a vision, giving people something to look forward to. I think it's, if for no other reason, that gal from UNL that's part of the space team right now, that's from a very small town in Nebraska, that's pretty cool that she's able to inspire so many kids from other small towns across the nation that, hey, I work for NASA and I'm sending astronauts to the moon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like from when we were kids, when we were little, if you thought about NASA and remember how many kids would say, "Oh, I want to be an astronaut."
Gosh, yes.
When we were little, a lot of kids would say that.
Did your 3rd grade teacher have a big dumb model of it?
I'm sure, yeah.
I can remember Mr. Guy
Oh,
getting his
really?
out. Yeah, and it was about 2.5 feet tall, and he actually had the components to where you would take it apart and kind of show us the trajectory.
Yeah.
I think in the, that was the 80s and 90s, I think it was a way bigger deal than it is today.
Yeah.
I don't remember the last time I heard a kid say, "I want to be an astronaut."
Right. I don't either. That's really true. I never thought about that.
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's sad. Yeah. I think we should want to have explorers out there,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if there were no other reason, I like that.
So do you think
It's real.
they landed on the moon?
I'm kind of half and half, more leaning towards no.
Yeah.
There's just too many things that just make it hard to believe,
Sure.
Have you seen Joe Rogan's rant on it?
Oh my God, he's got a number of rants on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and
they're good points.
And the thing is Joe Rogan, dude is one of the most logical people in the public eye that exists.
Well,
right?
When he opens with, "Hey, I'm just a dumbass. I'm a comedian, but this is what I see."
Yeah.
It's hard to argue then.
Yeah. And he just looks at things and is like, there was a scene that he was looking at that he's like, look at what's going on here. There's shadows coming from both ways.
Yeah.
Meaning the only way you can do that is that there has to be light coming from over here and there has to be light also coming from over here. But there's only one sun. When you walk around on Earth, you don't see shadows going in different directions. You see them going in one direction.
You don't think there's lights on any of the spacecraft or anything like that? Or any reflections off these really, 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 really bright lunar rocks?
That's possible.
Yeah,
it's possible.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm not trying to.
100% possible. Just you have to say that's possible if you believe that it's possible that this didn't actually happen.
Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm. So if you're because you got to kind of go out on a limb. To think that this didn't actually happen. So you need to go out on a limb to think, well, maybe that's what was going on.
So, and one of those Joe Rogan-esque type of theories is that China found out or figured out early on that we faked that whole thing, and that's why we do business with them so much so, and let them trademark infringement and get away with tankers.
For them to keep their mouth shut?
Yeah, and it's like, I guess, I don't know. The
thing is that
really?
that would not surprise me one bit. When you look at all the shit that we've seen that we know is true, such as if we go to the extreme of the Epstein stuff, and how many people, how many countries, how many officials are involved in that?
Yeah.
How many people know exactly what happened and nobody's talking?
Yeah.
That's why I feel like as I get older, my logic to things and my red flags are just being blown, where I think being younger and naive, and it's just easy to believe the narrative, right? Yeah. And we know that is what they want us to do. Just listen, follow, and believe. That's why I'm like, nah, we never made it. I just do not feel like we did.
Jeez, you guys, wet blanket on the Artemis program here.
Yeah, it's really hard to swallow.
Just
the whole
because
thing
there's
is
so
hard to
many
swallow.
other issues that I've had with so many other things. You're like, oh my God.
So I kind of was opening up with this, when we started this argument. Yeah, and I'll admit, I try to keep my thumb on the pulse, especially being a news guy.
Yeah.
And delivering the news. The first I really heard and saw of this is when the launch was happening. I'm like, what? We're going to the moon again? Like, when?
Yeah.
Oh, we launched the first one back in 2022. How'd I miss that? Like, how?
Yeah.
What's going on here? But okay, so then my first thought is, well, that's pretty interesting. We're in a very unpopular war. You could say 2 of them right now. But now we're going to the moon. So shut up and look at the moon. Look at the moon. That was my first thought is like, look at the moon.
Guess what the next thing's going to be? Aliens.
Well, that is the thing right now. My God, that's really building up.
Agreed.
That
we
might
talk about that.
That
It's
might
like,
be part of why they're doing what they're doing right now.
Exactly. But that's what I'm saying. Like, so if this is
Let's
a
go
side
bring-
story to get your eyes off of this and off that, like there's just so much going on. Like what is the actual story then? What are they actually trying to get my eyes off of? Because I think
Right.
it's all by doing this. And my initial thought is, well, what do they really want me to think? It's like, man, that's really counterintuitive to try and get me to lose sight of release the damn files.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Release
Right.
the damn files.
Yeah.
That'd make me feel a lot better. I think it would make you feel a lot better about this. Well, all of it. Maybe even landing on the moon.
Really?
Maybe you're not lying about the moon landing if you can just tell us the truth about this too.
Yeah. Yeah. And really you talk about release the files or whatever. That's not even it. Like they can
I think
release.
there's a lot going on there.
I mean, they can release anything they want. The thing is they have continued to put stuff right in front of our face
and made no arrests.
for years and years and years now and done nothing about it. Like, I'm pretty sure we have all the information that's needed. I know there's even worse out there,
Sure.
but I don't think it would change anything.
No, not
Dude,
to the
what has happened is the folks that pull the strings have had enough experience and understand now that they can say and do whatever they want, even if it is the most ridiculous shit right in front of your face, even if you know is 100% wrong
Right.
and you are not going to do anything about it. You're going to take it, you're going to forget about it, and you're going to move on to the next thing.
Would you say it's this elitist class that's been at it for a while, and they're the ones that are willing to cancel you or to unalive you? Like they've crossed that threshold. So you ask about renewable energy, and if we're going to just use water rocks on the moon to power a rocket, why can't we just use real water here? Well, I think it has a lot to do with that class that has made the move to unalive people in order to get what they want.
Yeah.
And they're really good at it.
Very good.
Yeah, and I don't know. I don't know what the end goal is with the whole space thing. Like you mentioned something earlier, like maybe eventually we've got to save humanity and all this kind of stuff. That to me is like such a crazy proposition. Like it's like
Well, don't you think we should explore, though? Don't you think we should explore?
I think exploring isn't a bad idea. Sure.
What?
I mean,
like to make sure there's an alien up there, and then we want humans and aliens to like procreate.
You really don't know, Morgan, but like we could go to the moon and figure something out that would just change life on Earth. Like this water rock that I'm talking about. They found some crystal. They're really small, but that could unlock renewable energy like tenfold.
But do you think that would actually do that?
Yes, I do.
Would we use
How can you believe that when you look at what we have at our fingertips here right now that we're not willing to utilize?
Well, because the power brokers will say, they'll be like, yeah, it would be cheaper and more efficient and easier for us to just use those goddamn crystals from the moon.
It would also be cheaper and more efficient to use water to power the vehicles that drive up and down the road right now.
But there's no industry to that. There's no mining it. There's no bringing it back.
Yeah, there has to be some kind of like control and monetary drive there.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot. This Boeing contract that they said it about 10 times in the little news thing that I watched, a 2.5-minute thing was Boeing built the launch pad. This is Boeing's exclusive launch pad. This is Boeing.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, God damn it, I know it's Boeing.
Yeah.
I know that they worked it.
How long ago was Boeing like the freaking bad guy that was going to get shut down because of their
airplanes,
those
right?
planes that kept crashing randomly.
Right.
They were just using random screws to hold the door.
Yeah,
exactly.
And then they went into an investigation and like found out
They're
how
like, oh shit.
Yeah, how bad it was in there.
Yeah, it was really bad. because they wouldn't pay their people, so their people's like, well, piss on it, and I don't have enough time to put the bolts in anyway.
Yeah.
So they're just using random bolts.
But
on
now
the bolts.
they're building the launch pad.
You're
Ugh.
goddamn right. It's a great company,
Jokers.
American company.
Dude. But like I said, there would be no reason to have to plan for saving humanity by moving us to Mars.
No, but it's a fun story.
Because we're killing the Earth so bad that we're not going to be able to live here again or live here going forward. Why don't we just quit doing the stupid shit we're doing?
No. So we will when it hits this certain threshold to where, oh my God, there's no more coal to mine or whatever it is. Don't take the word coal out of it, whatever it is.
When there's no more water.
When it makes more fiscal sense to mine the dark side of the moon for these goddamn crystals than it does to cut, because you can only cut down so much rainforest, right? So once it gets to this certain point, oh shit, we better just move to moon crystals. And we got the wherewithal, got the technology, I guess, to do it. But you guys don't think so.
Yeah,
No.
but wouldn't that be
I believe
weird?
in
I
America.
mean, again, we're not going to change this to aliens, but wouldn't that be crazy? I mean, if a human and an alien got together?
That's the one of the leading stories on some back channels right now.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Well,
Yep. There's some,
I'm sure I'll be seeing some of those on my phone soon since it's sitting here listening to me.
Alien human hybrids.
What are we going to be called? What would be the morphed name for that? You know, if you combine human and alien.
That's not a good idea.
I don't think
I think
so
it's been
either.
happening. It's been happening.
You think so?
You think already in a lab?
I don't
Do you
know.
think that's why? Do you think that's why all the kids now are so much taller than they used to be?
Gosh. Ben.
Taller from where? Just American kids?
Just in general, yeah. Like, dude, you go like if you go to
They're
like
still
a
pretty
like
short.
a,
Tell
like
him
a,
the scenario. We were
you
at
go-
a bar standing outside, and he's like,
if you go to a junior high sporting event or a high school sporting event or a college party,
yeah.
I'm
6 foot.
I
And-
guess I probably have shrunk a little bit since I was
Yeah, we'll
measured
get the
in high school.
ABS on
Yeah.
him. We'll get that ABS on him.
He's 5'11".
We can claim 6 foot or close to it, whatever.
Sure.
I mean, when I was a kid and when I was coming up, I was top 25%
You're one of the tall
as
kids.
far as height.
Yeah.
Now he's a shorty over there.
Dude, I stand around these kids now and like 50% of the crowd is at least my height. Most of them got a couple inches on
Yeah.
them.
So how do you feel about that coming from somebody who's 5'4"?
I don't feel bad about it. I feel more with a question in my mind of like, what is causing this?
You want to know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
what?
I actually remember this very conversation from one of my professors at Peru State.
Okay.
And it was over this exact topic. So when you have a fish tank and it's really small and the fish stay small. But if you get a bigger fish tank, put the same fish in it,
Oh,
the fish
they
get
grow.
bigger.
Yes.
That is what's going on in America right now. We have way more room than we've ever had before, like coming over from Europe. And so just naturally, since we have more room to sprawl out, we're going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And these kids are the latest rendition of that.
So
They're the
like get your
biggest.
kid a big bed and they're going to grow into it?
Wait, hold on a second. What did I miss? You're saying that kids are taller because they have more
Space
room?
to grow.
More space to grow. We have the United States. Look at the United States on the map itself. Just take it, zoom out, zoom out, zoom out. There's more room in the United States to grow than there was in Europe. Like Germany ran out of land, like something stupid, like 1655 or something.
But I'm trying
And
to
shoved
think of
people
like
into inner cities and crap like that for the most part.
think
Not
of
a
like
lot of room to sprawl
smaller.
out.
But thinking smaller though, like I said, I mean, right? So buy your kid a big bed and they're going to grow into it? Is that what we're talking about? Like buy your
don't
fish a bigger fish tank and they're going to grow into it? I mean,
Ashley concurs with that, and she's a biology
Really?
teacher. So yeah,
I don't know. I think it has to do with like food. We say that a lot.
I thought the
mean,
food was bad. I
good-
thought the food was
no,
bad.
when your kids eat good
Yeah.
food, they're
Yeah.
gonna grow.
Well, I don't think a lot of kids
A
eat
lot
good
of protein.
Yeah.
I don't either. And sleep.
I also, what happens to me is I get just fixated or narrow-sighted or whatever. I'm looking down a tunnel because, I do a lot of sports broadcasting. And those goddamn kids are like Millard South. Those aren't even human. Those might be what we're talking about, these alien
They're
hybrids.
like-
The small kid on the offensive line was like 6'2", 280. Like
See?
insane.
Right. Like what?
They had three tight ends that were all 6'8", 6'7", 6'9", and it's just insane. These guys are huge. They're giants.
And we talk we're gonna have to stop this because this isn't the topic. But we talk about like masculinity and how masculine has gone down this bad path and all these weak men and all this kind of stuff. But so then is this the rebirth of some
Bring it
bad
back.
dudes coming, or are these just big teddy bears?
Oh, I think a lot of them are big teddy bears.
Yeah,
but that's kind of dangerous. When
Yeah.
you're a guy that's insecure and that kind of size and that kind of power.
Yeah.
I mean they lift 5 to 7 days a week.
Yeah.
These guys are giants. But
Yeah.
I don't know if they're mentally tough, mentally strong. A lot of
obviously
these kids-
some are, but
Yeah.
is it the the whole group? I don't know.
This
Yeah.
conversation made me think of when I was walking back a year ago with this lady, and she has tall kids like this, and she said that she always told her son, "Do not waste your height on somebody else that's like short. Like, don't be dating that
Oh.
short girl, because then your kids are gonna be short."
Oh wow!
Yeah, and she was dead freaking serious.
Yeah?
Like, no, don't waste your height because this kid's like 6'4", and then you're gonna date a 5'4". That's dumb. Like, we're talking athletics right now.
I know.
Come on,
I
it's
was like,
cutthroat.
and then I
Yeah.
had another friend that was even shorter than me. That was super
How did
not
that
happy.
how did that make you feel?
I didn't take it bad. It made me laugh.
You weren't
but my
like,
other
"Oh,
friend was
shit."
like, because her daughter is super short. We were all walking, and I'm like looking at Sylvia, like, what? Yeah.
I know one of your former high school classmates that was staunch on that. Like, I'm never going to marry anybody short, 5 inches shorter than me and this and that. And then he did end up marrying a very short gal.
I wonder if people should think more about that. Like,
Yeah,
I
like,
never
that's
really
what Courtney-
thought
I'll
about
drop
that.
her name,
I-
Courtney.
I
She
have
said
a-
that. She wouldn't care. She would own up to it. But
thought
she's
about it a
hilarious.
lot.
I never thought about it when I was coming up. Like,
You didn't? I
I
didn't
gotta
either.
make sure, these
Obviously you
are
didn't
these
think
are the
about it.
traits that I want to make sure get transferred.
Yeah.
Into my child.
Yeah, to my
Really?
offspring.
This mom is straight saying it to her tall children.
There's
So-
obviously like things that are like subconscious that you do that are totally
Yes.
in the effort of what your offspring is going to be like.
Right.
But I never really like just stood there and said, "Dude, I'm 6 foot. Like, I need to make sure my kids are pushing 6. So I need like a 5,
At
10.
least 5'9".
Yeah.
Yeah, 5'10".
I think it's top of mind for a lot of like professional athletes.
Do you
Yeah.
think?
And it's what I don't know why, but years ago I thought about this because Peyton Manning's wife and Eli Manning's wife, they're all just like these huge women that were really good at sports. And it's like, oh man, you could have had a Victoria's Secret model, or you could have had the last cover of the that Bar Raphael or whatever her name was on the swimsuit
Sports
issue.
Illustrated, yeah.
But I don't think that interests them at all. Some 5'3" hottie, like they're like, no.
They're like, we need a retirement plan.
Yep, our kids are going to be the next, and it's happening. Arch Manning. I mean, he's already the highest paid collegiate player maybe ever. At the University of Texas. So I just always thought that's interesting when these guys like that get to that level and they can kind of just pick and choose.
Yeah, so if
yeah.
you spin it back, maybe they are thinking like what my friend said. Okay, this
I
person's
think
got to
those
be
guys-
tall.
yeah,
So
those
maybe
guys
some
were
of
for
these
sure.
parents
Yeah.
that we're seeing these children have thought that. I
Yeah,
don't
the
know.
only thing
We
I
did
ever,
not.
The only thing I ever thought of height wise, like, I never wanted to. I think dudes in general, you don't want to date a girl that's taller than you, right?
Right.
So I never wanted to date a girl that was close to being the height of me because they're most likely going to wear high heels at some time.
Oh shoot!
And then that's going to give them another 2 or 3 inches or whatever they are. So you got to keep that in mind.
You've always been taller.
Yeah.
yeah,
Jeez,
so he
just-
went for the shorty.
Yeah, his ego couldn't get out of the way.
Yeah,
Couldn't date a
Right.
tall gal.
Yeah. But I do like it when I'll be like on a step and he's lower and I'm like, God, this would feel nice.
Looking down on him.
Yeah. Anyways,
funny.
I don't know what you're going to title this one, Andy, because we jumped all over
You
it,
can
but
call this like
Space race
Bipolar.
to something.
freaking trips to the moon and tall teenagers.
And back. Yeah. We're going to the moon.
anyways.
Going
good,
back to the moon.
Good combo, guys.
Well, I don't know what everybody else thinks, but I'm going to keep paying attention to it. I'm very interested to see what's going to happen with this over the next couple of years. It is kind of wild that because usually when you hear things, it's like, all right, our goal is in 10 years or 20 years to do this. They're saying, no, in 2 years, and they're saying the mission after the landing is also going to happen in 2028, where they're actually going to be building on the moon.
Yeah.
Okay.
So in 2 years, we're going to have like structures built on the moon. It's pretty wild.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know?
we're not going to send people yet to the moon. I thought you were saying that in 2028. We don't know when the
Oh,
next.
yeah. They're saying in 2028, people are going to go to the moon. They're going to
and they're
walk on the
gonna
moon. But then there's going to be
build.
another mission in 2028 after that where they're going to bring stuff and start
Oh,
building.
shoot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're going to.
Yeah,
build,
I do. This is interesting.
The biggest thing is a launching pad.
Okay.
And that's
Is that from Boeing?
I'm sure Boeing has a contract or
Boeing.
has a bid in out
Okay.
on
I
it.
just had to. Wait, are we sure that's from Boeing?
That might be a Lockheed Martin.
I wonder when they're going to let us in on how to make fuel out of water. Oh wait, that already. Oh wait, that already.
yeah.
exists.
We already got that, don't we?
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
people. There's people getting offed for that already.
Yeah, and one of the interviews I just saw, a guy's like, "Look, I'm not suicidal."
Yeah.
I'm telling you right
Just
now.
so everybody knows. Yeah.
And I'm in that camp too. USA, baseball, American Pie, we landed on the moon.
We're going to the fucking moon again. Yeah, baby.
Maybe that's the title right there.
Yeah.
There it is.
All right.
That's it. The fucking moon and the tall teenagers. All right. Anything else?
No, peace.
All right. See ya.